Goodness, this summer has just flown by, and I don't know about you, but where I'm at and when I'm currently recording, it is 100 degrees outside, and I don't really have air conditioning in my office, so this is fun, right? But oh my gosh, while I was camping the other day, like over the 4th of July, one of my friends, she saw a post on, I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram or what it was exactly, but she read a post to me that said something of like, today is the first day of July, tomorrow's the first day of fall or something like that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So what? So not true, you know? But now as I'm like recording this and I was writing up this episode, I was like, oh my gosh, that feels so true, because right now I'm in the middle of trying to get school set up and ready because we are starting July 1st. And I think as this episode comes out, did I say July 1st? I meant August 1st. And as this episode's coming out, I think it's actually like almost that time. So I am scrambling, trying to get school ready since I homeschool. And I'm just like, wow, that statement was so true. I never thought about it before. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm excited. But when it hits July, like it goes by so quickly and it's almost over. And I'm like, oh wow, that is crazy. But before I go down that rabbit hole, because I could keep talking about that, let's go over what you're going to learn in today's episode. So summer may have gone by in a rush, but that doesn't mean that my budget came out unscathed. And I'm sure you 100% totally know what I'm talking about. So today I am going to be sharing with you all of the budgeting changes and everything that has happened this summer, how summer has wrecked my budget and how we came to the decisions that we made and how we're going to move forward with our new budget. So go get your drink, open your heart to God, and let's dive in, because this is going to be so juicy for you. It's going to show you the things that you can do, help you try to make your own financial decisions in these areas. And I just pray that it really blesses you. So let's dive in. But before we do, I want to say that budgeting can be a lonely thing because money, it feels so personal. Nobody, not even myself, so it can be really nerve-wracking to share this stuff with you guys, right? Nobody wants to be judged, and everybody wants to be able to do what they want to do with what they have, right? Which is another topic for another day. But it can feel like nobody understands because you're the only one going through it. And that's why I want to invite you to not only listen and keep listening to these episodes, right? And to share it with your friends so that they feel seen and heard just like you with this podcast, right? But I want you to know that I have a Budgeting with Confidence community. And I want you to feel seen. I want you to feel heard and supported through your budgeting journey. Right now, I am only able to support you through what I think it is that you need. But if you come over to the group or even join my email list, we can get to know each other and I can help you on a much more personal level than just this overarching topic of what I think it is that you need, right? So I want you to connect with me and let me guide and support you through the struggle of managing your money on one income. I also want you to become an insider, right? Join my email list because this is where you're going to get more of that one-on-one support. And you can ask your questions and connect with me on that deeper level. It's not going to be so surface level. You can dive into the nitty-gritty things, not worrying about whether you're going to be judged because I know where you're at. I know the feelings that you're going through, and that is what I want to help walk you through. Not just setting up your budget. Setting up your budget is fun, and I love doing that kind of thing. But I also really enjoy helping you break free from the financial stress, break free from, everything that comes with the pressure and the trying to make the right decision, because what is the consequence that's going to come with that decision, right? It can be so hard. It can be so overwhelming, and you can get burnt out so quickly and so easily. So please, connect with me. Come join me in my community, join the email list if that's easier for you, if you don't want to be, sharing all your information on the Facebook group. I totally get that. But definitely reach out so that I can help you on a more personal level. So hit pause right now, head to the show notes, and click the links that say join the community or become an insider list so that you can get supported and connected, not only with myself, but with others as well if you join the community, because, I may know something and somebody else may know something else. So definitely connect with other people, because walking through life on one income is hard enough as it is. And don't try to do it alone, right? Let's get connected. Let's help each other out. And the community doesn't just have to be finances. Like, that is my expertise. That is what I'm going to help you with the most. But if you've got another question about parenting, about what it is that you should do on one income, because trying to figure out how to cut costs and doing the fun, frugal activities, there's only so much that I've done on those frugal accounts, right? But there could be somebody else who does know something fun that you can do that maybe doesn't cost anything. So ask your questions, come connect, join us in the group. And again, all you have to do is hit pause, head to the show notes, and click the links that say join the community and become an insider. If you're ready to build wealth, ensure financial security, stop overspending, and finally create a budget you can stick to, you mama are in the right place. Hi, I'm Molly, a budget coach and financial strategist who went from living paycheck to paycheck to paying off debt, saving money, and going on vacation, all by budgeting. And I help mamas just like you budget and create God-centered systems and routines so that you too can have financial freedom. Now stop pinching those pennies and let's dive in. All right, so let's move on to the episode, to the meat and potatoes of what it is that you came here for, right? Oh my gosh, this summer, I am not joking. I'm pretty sure that every single time we have a baby, there is a lot of financial turnover that happens, not related to having my babies, right? My first daughter, we bought a car like 2 weeks after giving birth to her. We went into a town that's 2 hours away and got it. Try riding in a minivan with a C-section and trying to take care of your baby while your dad's driving you and your husband's getting the car. It was a lot. Then my second daughter came and we went on bumpy roads with a fresh C-section and buying a new pickup that I almost couldn't get into without help. And then we ended up selling not long after. Well, it was maybe like a year later. But that happened again this year. We have bought another pickup. Oh man, my husband, he just likes to buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell. It's like he gets bored of the car that we get. He tries to make it better and then sell it for more, which that's not how vehicles work, but I just know that makes him happy, and so that's what we do, right? So we, this year, have bought a new pickup. Woohoo! Yay! No, we did need a bigger pickup because we were pulling our camper that we bought last year with an F-150 and it was kind of maxed out. We thought about just like upping the leaf springs, which if you're a vehicle person, you know what I'm talking about, but it's essentially the thing that makes the pickup not squat. Like, it looks like the tires, wells, they kind of stay the same versus all the way down on the tire. And yeah, we've kind of maxed that out with the camper that we have, and we got a lighter camper. So, with that being said, we're like, we kind of do need another pickup, but whether it needed to come right now at this very moment, I'm not sure, but it's what ended up happening, right? We also bought a lawnmower because, you can't mow the lawn if your lawnmower is broken. And where I live out in the country. My lawn is not a typical small lawn, right? It's about probably 1 to 2 acres that we have to mow every other week. And so we're kind of going through a drought this year. And to be able to not mow, I've kind of let my lawn die. And now that we've got a lawnmower, I'm like sad because I worked really, really hard on getting this lawn to grow in the first place. Because when we bought the property, the lawn was non-existent. It was all weeds. Well, now next year it might be the same thing. So I might be working really hard to reseed everything, depending on how things go. But yes, I'm a little sad about that and how hard I worked. And it just means that all the weeds that I worked on killing, all the stickers, the sandburrs are just going to be back. But, it is what it is. I didn't want to have to mow if I didn't have a lawnmower to mow. So I didn't water, and that's a choice I made and the consequence that I'm dealing with next year. I could do it like right now, maybe next month, but I don't know if I have the time or the energy to try to get grass to grow right now. It's a lot of work, a big process. Like if you're just trying to fill in areas, it's not that big of a deal, but doing an entire lawn, it's a process. But those are the things that we added to our bills, right? So that is why another reason we were working on getting rid of if you listen to last week's episode, why we worked so hard to get rid of my baby's bills that came with it, like the debt that we accrued from having him in the first place, right? And the unexpected things that happened. But because of that, and we knew we needed to get a lawnmower, which we were trying to get a cheaper one, trying to find one. We almost had one where it was just a cheapo $1,000 one that we were going to be able to do what it needed to do. It wasn't the zero turn that my husband wanted, but it was still going to be able to do the thing with less expense, and we could pay for it right then and there. And yeah, we went to get it. The trailer that we took, it was like 3 inches too small, so we had to borrow a friend's trailer. So my husband just hopped on the lawnmower, should have been able to drive across town, because the town's like, I don't know, 4 streets wide, 8 streets wide, maybe 4 streets on each side of the highway. So it's not a big town, right? And we made it maybe 2 blocks and it stopped working. So needless to say, we took that back, and we were tired of trying to find something that was cheap and on Facebook and something that would do the trick. And, now that we went and bought the new one, I'm like, well, maybe we should have just spent the same money and fixed up the one that we had. But we were trying to do that, and we were having no luck with the people ordering our parts. So we just decided to buy a new one because it was just the easier thing in the moment. Now, whether it was the right thing or not, that's to each its own. Every situation, every choice has a different outcome, and this is the outcome that we chose. It's the one that we decided to stick with, and fingers crossed, hopefully by our goal is to have it paid off by, I don't know, February, March of next year. You know how things can happen, especially since we have cut back, which, talking about the budget now, we've cut back as much as we possibly can in our spending and our other expenses. So like savings hasn't happened. So since we haven't saved for Christmas, who knows what's going to happen come Christmas time, if we will still be putting as much as we can towards, our debt, or if it's going to go towards Christmas presents, which you and I both probably know what the answer of that's going to be. So it might be next June when we actually get this debt paid off, right? But other expenses that we added to our budget, I about said debt, to our budget, we got goats. We got some goats because when I was younger, I had goats here and we had all the stuff. So I bought the property from my father, and that's weird to say, from my dad. We bought the property from my dad, and he just pretty much left everything and was like, you go through it, because he lived here for like 30, maybe a little bit longer years. And he is a mechanic, so the property accrued so much. Like, you see those mechanic shops and you see cars everywhere. We didn't have cars because he wasn't a car mechanic, but there was a lot, and still is because we haven't gotten it all cleaned up yet, of stuff on the property. And so he also just left all the fencing stuff. So we had everything, which was just moving cattle panels around the property to have goats. And back then I had like, I don't know, 10, 15 goats maybe. So we were moving apparently, and I didn't realize this, the fence every single weekend. And I didn't realize that we were moving it so consistently. I thought it was just every other week kind of thing. But now he told me that it was like every week. And we had 20 to 15, or roughly 15 to 20 goats, which I feel like my numbers just keep going up. But I don't remember the exact amount. Anyways, we got 5 goats, and we were having to move them like every 2 weeks. And I'm like, why are we having to do this? Now, yes, we're in a little bit of a drought, so there's not as much grass, and we've had to water our pasture, which feels so weird to say, but we've had to water the pasture so that the goats can eat. And we just don't have the time with the job that my husband has, don't have the time, don't have the energy. So we did end up selling 4 of those goats, just keeping 1 for right now. And eventually they were just like starter goats, so we sold them for meat, and then we will use that money that we got from them, that we made from them, to buy a couple nannies so that we can start our own herd kind of thing. But we want to get the fence built first, or get them trained on like electric fence, so that it's not such a process to be moving fence, right? Moving cattle panels every other week, and it's like a pretty large size of pen, is not something I can do and have a lot of energy for when I'm not sleeping very much, right? With the baby. And just roughly after having the baby, let's say we got the goats in on Memorial weekend. Yes, we got them on Memorial weekend. And it's just like, it's been a learning process where we tested it out. We're like, do we want to do this? Do we not want to do this? Well, I don't want to do it if we have to move fence. I'd rather build fence and fix it. So that's something that we are going to start saving up for, if that's something that we decide to continue. But right now, it is something that we started, tried, and stopped. And so it is an expense that we started and then stopped, right? Other expenses that we did were camping. Like, we tried to do as much camping as we could this summer because we love to camp, we love to swim. So yeah, that was fun. But another thing that we've had to start saving up for is my car. It started last year. Like, all of a sudden the wheels or the tires were not keeping air in them, right? And so because of that, we're like, okay, we'll take it in, we'll get it fixed. Like, we're tired of airing it up every week. Like, every week I was literally putting air in this tire. And then our air compressor kind of took a south turn, right? So it definitely was not something that I was able to do. Like, I was having to drive to town to get it aired up before I could drive very far on it, and that's not very good if you've only got like 20 to 10 pounds of air in a tire. So we took it in to get it fixed, found out that it was losing air because the bead wasn't staying on the tire because our rims were peeling. So that's not something that I had ever heard about, but our rims were peeling. Like, the aluminum on the inside, we saw it on the outside, but the inside itself was peeling as well from, I'm assuming, like salt and everything, from winters where we live. And so yeah, we ended up buying some new tires, like the wheels and all. The rims, got new tires, which we found a good deal. Somebody was trying to sell theirs on Facebook, so we got them much cheaper than if we had to buy them brand new, right? I think we got them for $600 for all 4 tires, when it could have been like $1,200 a tire or a wheel. No, let me say the right thing. $1,200 a rim, or for all 4 rims, I don't remember exactly, plus having to get new tires on top of it. Like, we thought about just changing out the one, but my husband's like, no, I want different size tires. So, that's what we ended up doing. But because of that, the tires themselves, the tread was like pretty much gone as it is. So we are having to save up to get new tires for get the actual, man, my tire language is leaving me right now. I cannot spit it out, but you understand what I'm trying to say, and I'm sure you know the word I'm trying to spit out. So that is what's going on with our budget when it comes to like added expenses. Like, we're having to save up for stuff like that. The camping, the goats, the lawnmower, the pickup. Like, I just feel like there's probably more things that I could add to it, but these are like the big things. The next thing, so what we did to our budget and how I had to switch things up. So before, we had a shared gas account because my husband likes to spend all his gas money on eating out. So we had a shared gas account so that he would have his eating money and his gas money separate, and he wouldn't like spend the money. Well, because we got the animals, we ended up we also got chickens like last year. So we needed like an actual farm account for the goats, for the chickens. Sometimes his horse comes over here from his mom. So it's just easier for me to save up for that if I have an account for it. So we switched the gas account to the farm account. So that means that we split up our gas into our personal spending accounts, and that's how it is, and that's what's going to happen. So if we need gas, we use our personal spending kind of thing. Then I also had to start paying monthly on a hog. So we get a hog every single year, or half a hog is what we were doing. This year we got a whole hog, but before, the way we do it is we just purchase it all at one go, right? That's the way our friend had us do it. But she was hurting a little bit financially, and so she asked if we would start paying, like do a monthly amount for the hog and help with feed costs. And I'm like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's what we do with our beef anyways. Like, our beef is a monthly expense. We also get a discount by doing it that way. And then at the end, we just pay off what is left over, what we have to, what the weight of the animal ends up being, and then pay our own processing fees, right? But with our hog, she does the whole processing fee and the hog price itself in one lump sum. So how she's separating it out, I'm not exactly positive, but that is how that is ending up going, right? So we are separating everything out for the hog. And so that's another, like, that's an added expense. That should be in the expense section, not in the budget section. But not only am I saving for it in the yearly expenses, which I had to up because I went from a half a hog to a whole hog, but I'm also adding it to my monthly expense because of the fact that she's asking for that. And like I said, it makes it easier on the budget to have a monthly expense on it versus having to save it all up too. So totally fine with that, not upset at all. For the mindset struggle part, I'm going to say we are definitely trying to stay as like low expenses as possible, low on our monthly expenses as possible, including like our savings account. So again, we just have to work on figuring out what it is that we want to do. And like saving for in advance, but that can be really hard when we're trying to pay off bills. So it's like the hard thing that we're struggling with right now is figuring out what's more important. Is it more important to pay off bills, or is it more important for whatever's coming up? Like right now, we have a lot of expenses in the month of July for a wedding that my husband is a part of in September. He had a bachelor party to go to. We've had to buy his vest, and we still need to get his shirt and jeans, which by the time this comes out, hopefully we have purchased those. But again, it's been a little bit slower and stretched out because we couldn't just get it right then and there with trying to put all that extra income into the debt and getting the debt paid off, right? Which I do want to say as well, our budget is a lot more leaner than some that I've seen. So because of the fact that my dad and I grew up on a one income household, and my dad had to keep the amount underneath a certain amount to get help for my mom because my mom was sick. And so he couldn't make over, I don't know, I want to say it was maybe 30,000, maybe. I don't know. I would have to talk to him about that. Maybe we'll have him on one of these days and talk about all the stuff that he learned from living on one income and all the mindset stuff that he had to go through. That might be fun. Send me an email if that's something you'd like to learn and glean from him. That was a stage of life that was hard for him, but definitely shoot me an email at mollyvanella@gmail.com and let me know if that's something that you would love to learn about and hear from. But anyways, we just have we have a leaner budget because of what I said. We also started out on a lot less income, and as my husband gets income, I do my hardest not to allow lifestyle creep to creep in. So again, we have a much leaner budget than most people probably do in our stage, but also when you're living on one income, you do want to have a leaner budget. And I'm sure that's something that you have learned. And if you don't have an actual budget yourself, it could be hard to figure out what it is and where that money is going and what it is that you should be doing. And if you are struggling with that, please reach out. Please let me help you. Jump on a free call with me and let's see if you're a good fit so that I can help you get your budget going where you want it to go, right? Don't do this by yourself. Don't try to struggle through. If you don't know what to do and you don't have a budget that you're this budget just doesn't make sense. I do not budget with the traditional style of budgeting. So don't come in thinking that you're going to sit down and budget every single month and then have to track every single little thing. No, I have a system where you have multiple accounts, which it's different for each person. Maybe you just have 2, maybe you have 3. It's different to whatever you're comfortable with, but I don't know how many I have actually off the top of my head. I just know I have my money and my budget is my accounts essentially. It's like a cash envelope system and I can set it and forget it. I don't go back and rework my budget unless it's been a crazy one like this summer, except for every quarter. I did do every year, but I'm trying to do it a little more frequently just so that I can see what's going on and I know what's actually happening in my finances. There was a time where I felt like a fraud when I was recording with you guys because I'm I haven't done anything with my budget and here I'm telling them to do all these things. But it's because my system is a set it and forget it kind of system. It's not something you have to go in and change up every single time. Now, at the beginning, yes, you're going to create your budget. Then you're going to go back and review it and tweak it after using it for the first 3 months until you've finally got it straightened out to where you want it to be. And then you can automate it and you can set it and forget it. And oh my gosh, does it feel so good to not have to do that. Now, when stuff comes up, like getting a new vehicle or buying a lawnmower or having a baby, then yes, you do have to go in and rework the budget. But it's not like things are having to be 100% overhauled. It's just a simple tweak here and there. And when we work together, we are not going to overhaul your budget all in one go. We are going to take the budget that you are currently using. If you don't have a budget, we're going to figure out what your actual numbers are for right now. Because if you try to create a budget off of what you think it should be, off of what you want it to be, then you're not going to stick to it. You're not going to follow it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be frustrating, give you a headache, and you're going to throw it out the window because nobody wants to deal with that, right? So instead, we're going to create a budget based off of what you are already doing. And then as we work together, we're going to tweak it. We're going to change a little bit here. We're going to see if you're able to cut costs in maybe one area, if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to cut costs in that area, then we're not going to touch it. We're going to look at every category, figure out what you're happy with, what you want to change. We're going to talk with your husband about it. He can get on the call with us if you'd like so that he can be a part of it. Like, that is awesome, and that is what we do. So definitely reach out to me because I want to help you. I don't want you to stay stuck in this place any longer. I want you to be able to see where your money is. I want you to have an organized budget so you can see what you're doing. My base budget system 100% allows you to see where your money is going. It allows you to create repeatable numbers. No matter if your budget is like every which way, and I mean your income. If your income is inconsistent, we will make it consistent. I promise you. It doesn't matter if your budget is like $50 one week, $20 the next, which I hope it's much more than that, but that's just where my brain went. Maybe I should say like $1,200 this week, $400 the next. We will make that much more level so that you can create a repeatable budget that you can set and forget, because that is where the peace comes from. That is where you're able to start paying off debt. That's where you're able to see the money that you have when before you couldn't see anything because you're just like, well, let's hope the money's in there. Swipe the card. Okay. But yes, that is where I want you to be. I want you to create that repeatable, predictable budget, and the system that I have will 100% do that for you. So please reach out to me at mollybennell@gmail.com. Let's connect. Let's get on a free call. Let's see if we are a good fit together, and then let's get you going down the path that you want to be. Get your budget organized, systemized, and automated so you can set it and forget it. And then the fun really happens. That's when you're able to dive into your debt. That's when you're able to dive into saving and have that cushion, right? It's when you're able to start putting margin back into your budget because you can actually see what you're spending, and it allows you to start dreaming. Gosh, I'm like getting excited. I'm like moving around while I'm talking about this, but you can start dreaming. The sky is the limit on what it is that you want to use your money for. Maybe you want to give it away to an occasion. Maybe it's that you want to buy a vehicle. Maybe it's that you want to remodel your house or put a fence in like me, right? Your dreams are not my dreams, but my dreams, and maybe I should get more excited about them. The fact that I'm able to buy goats, that I'm able to do the camping, that I'm able to easily save up for new tires without stressing about it. That is where I want you to be. I want you to say, oh yeah, this is easy, whatever. I don't have to worry about it. Instead of going, okay, where's that money coming from? Taxes are coming up next month. I don't know where this money's coming from. I'm going to be hurting. I'm not going to be able to buy food. You will be able to pay for that easily and without a second thought. So again, come talk to me. Let's see what it is that we can do. Let's see if we're a good fit. Go to or send me an email at mollybennell@gmail.com and let's get your budget where you want it to be. And with that being said, I will see you right back here next week on another episode. And I pray you have a blessed and excited week. Hey mama, I pray that today's episode has inspired you and grew you. If so, will you please share it with that friend who is praying for a budget breakthrough, and leave a rating and review so that you can help get the podcast out to other mamas struggling with their budget. Also, get some support for yourself by joining my free Facebook group and becoming an insider, where you get weekly support emails and are the first to find out when something new is on its way. You can find the links in the show notes, and I will see you right back here next Tuesday.